Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Sean. Welcome back to another Locals Report. This is Locals Report number 2. This time, I decided to pull up to Locals today with a much different deck compared to other times that I usually play because I want to test something out. And the result, I went X11. The result was not really like that amazing. I want 2-1-1. The result doesn't feel amazing, but I feel like there's so much potential in this deck, and if you polish up on this deck technical play, you will feel so much more rewarding because of how many lines that this deck can go into. So this is Runick Horus. So let's hop right onto it, and let me show you what the deck is all about. So first off, we have the Horus cards. Triple Imseti, the best card of the deck by far. The one Happy, one Quebe, and one Dua Mutef. I max out on all of these. I play all names because I want to see them all in this deck, especially with the Runick cards. You will summon them a lot of times as like singular beat sticks, or you use them for exceed material, which is 99% of the time what you want to do with this deck. 2 King Sark, and the 1 Canopic Protector. So the idea of having the Canopic Protector is that it's another discard along with the King Sark, because when this card is sent to the graveyard, I can reset this card. And then this card is once per chain. When your opponent activates a card effect, I can immediately special summon a Horus monster from my hand or graveyard, and I can only summon one of each Horus names per turn. But the Canopic Protector allows you to put back the bodies on the field to be able to swarm your opponent's board. I regret not playing more of this. In future deck lists, I would definitely bump this card to 2. I did not see this card today. I feel like missing this card has definitely impacted my play a lot, especially when they get rid of my King Sark. This would be my way to get back into the game, especially with the Canopic Protector. So it's super easy to set up in Runick as well. The other engine that I play is my normal summon engine, which is 3 Gen 1 Ken, the Gen and Ken package. Again, the theme of this deck is you will be able to draw multiple cards in the turn up to 6, 7, or maybe even 8. And that also, because you're playing Gen and Ken, you're also playing the Talons package to draw even more. So if you're at a point where you thrust into Talons, and then you Talons to draw 2, and then you have to draw 2, discard 1 off of the Ken as well, you're going to just generate so much card advantage. The only way that your opponent can realistically beat you with this deck is they drop a draw on you. But in some hands, you just play through draw because of the resilience of the Horus engine, along with the Gen and Ken stuff. You can easily end on with like IP Masquerena and Chaos Angel really easy, and I'll show you how. So that's it for the 2 engine, the Horus and the Gen and Ken engine. The important engine here, the one that facilitates all evil, is the Runick engine. So 2 Fountain, best card in the deck by far. Being able to draw multiple cards a turn, because you can search this, activate this, draw 3, and then you recycle this with another one, and then you go into another Hugin, search another one, then Gary. You basically draw 9 cards off of the recycling of this one card alone, which is absolutely insane. So this card right here is the MVP of the deck by far. Triple Runick tip. The ratios for the Runicks should be relatively standard. So 3 of all the good ones. Slumber, and then I only play 1 copy of Smiting Storm. Smiting Storm is really good in situation where you are in a case where your opponent had an established board, especially against Rescue Ace. Smiting Storm can easily banish, like, mill your opponent top 8, 9 cards from their deck, and they cannot recoup them, because you have ways to deal with HQ in terms of destruction. You have ways to deal with their opponent's effect activation with your imperms, your pops, tip the search, you banish even more, and then you just play for a resource loop for like a billion times. So this right here, I think, is the perfect number of Runicks. So I think 16 is the correct choice. You can also play Golden Droplet as well, but I don't think Golden Droplet is necessary, because if you play Golden Droplet, you have to play the Dispelling along with the Golden Droplet, because you don't want to give your opponents free card advantages. The Smiting Storm should be able to serve enough as a way to another E-Telly, and also to generate even more card advantages. And last but not least, I only have 4 slots for non-engine in this deck, so of course I play 3 Ash in the main. No need to explain why. This card is just amazing. And last but not least, I play 1 copy of Karma Cannon. This is easily the worst card of the day. I would cut this card. I thought that initially the idea was that if I have Talent and Thrust in hand already, and then I activate Thrust, I can't search another Talent, because I already have a Talent in hand. That card would be dead. So having Thrust and Talent in hand would be like kind of useless in a Janet Cannon situation. So this was gonna be my search for Thrust, but I realized that after game 1, I cite this card out all the time, because this card has done absolutely nothing for this deck. Like, nothing in the games that I played today. Absolutely nothing. So I would definitely take this card out, set this card out for, not even cite it out, like I just change it to the second Canopic Protector, because I actually missed that card today, and not seeing multiple copies of Canopic Protector actually hurts. So definitely cutting the Runick Cannon for sure. So now for the extra deck, the Runick cards, 2 Hugin, 1 Gary, and 1 Sleipnir. So these are really all the Runicks that you need. The Hugin, which loops the field spell, allows you to play through forever. Gary recycles the Fountain from Grave, and then Sleipnir. The thing about Sleipnir is that Sleipnir is an SP at home for this deck, and the power level of Sleipnir is what allows Runick to basically push through some boards, because every single time your opponent adds a card from deck to hand, you can special summon a Runick token to your field, which is a Fairy Light level 4. So you can use the token for like link plays as well into IIP, into SP. So like if your opponent adds a card in any shape or form, this is a free special summon of that token on the field. So make sure to basically reach your cards, and this card is just absolutely amazing. You gotta know when to drop this card though. This card is really crucial, but you gotta know when to drop this card on the field. But most of the time, these 3 are gonna be your most used Runicks, for sure. And now for the fun stuff, 1 Coach King Giant Trainer, the heart and soul of the deck, for sure. This is why I play all 4 of the Horus cards, because one way you can play this is that you can send 4 with the King Sark, or with the discard effect of Imseti. Runick also discard a lot, especially Hugin. Hugin can discard all those spare Horus cards in hand. And then you have the King Sark on the field, special summon all 4, use 3 of them, excluding the Imseti, use the 3 non-Imseti Horus to go into Giant Trainer, draw 3 cards, and then burn your opponent 800 for every monster that you draw, which is also a good card in time situation where Runick do have a problem with playing into time. So Giant Trainer is a way for Runick to play into time really well, and also like generate so much card advantage, because you don't conduct the turn, don't conduct the battle phase the turn you activate this card. But if you activate this turn 1, then you're basically straight, and you're never gonna have like anything clash it at all. So Giant Trainer is an absolutely amazing card. 1 Zombie Vampire, pretty self-explanatory. Mill 4, special summon, get a free material for SB Little Knight, keep on playing. One Girsu didn't make it today. I don't think it was needed. Really nice to have it though, just in case we have to basically out like untargetable monsters. So this card will be the out for that. One Felgrand. Felgrand did not come up at all. It's a monster negate, but I don't think Felgrand is needed. You can cut the Felgrand. These two are probably unnecessary, but these two you're gonna make like a lot of the time. So these two are amazing. These two are optional. You can play other stuff instead of these two as well. But I like the utility in the Dingirsu, and then this is definitely cuttable. I would probably change it to something else next time. Probably another Link Monsters maybe. And then double Typhon. I decided to play double Typhon because in a grind game, especially in tougher matchups, especially the branded matchup, this card kills that matchup. So having access to multiple Typhon will win you those kind of games by itself. So having the Typhon is just really good. I like having multiple as well. Link Monsters, 1 IP, 1 SP, 1 Dark, and 1 Saryuja. You're gonna make Saryuja a lot, drawing a lot of cards. You will draw a lot of cards with this card. Very insane card. There was like one line of combo where I have like 4 monsters on the field, including with a Runick Sleipnir and a bunch of Runick tokens. I make with Runick tokens and like all the monsters I steal from my opponents with my Tactics card. I make Saryuja with 4 materials. I draw 4 bottom 3, and then I just keep playing forever because this card is just a free mulligan for no reason, which is absolutely insane in this deck because this deck swarms a lot of monsters. Charmer, Dark, no need to explain. Really good card. And IP and SP. And then last but not least, one of the crucial cards in this combo that end board that I usually put up is Chaos Angel. Because you can make Chaos Angel with the Hugin and the Imseti. Because you don't need any tuners to make this card, which is absolutely insane. And Imseti is a dark, Hugin is a light, so these are level 10. So Chaos Angel gets both of the effects at the same time, and also gets a free banish every time. I would consider bumping this card too in this deck, instead of the Felgrand for sure. The Felgrand did not perform, but this card, sometimes I wish I had this card for sure. Yeah, and you can another card that you could also play in this extra deck. I think if you don't like 2 Typhon, I think you can cut 1 Typhon for Underworld Goddess. That's also an option as well. So just play around with the extra deck and basically get a feel of like what you think would be the best card for your playstyle. So it's a playstyle based deck. So depending on how you want to play out your hand and moving on forward. Side deck choices, pretty standard here for meta reason. Triple Droll for the generic search decks out there like Fire Kings and all that stuff, along with 3 Bell, Branded, Lap, Fire King, sometimes Rescue Ace. You can hit the Rescue with Bell as well. And also one thing I learned about today is that you can belt the Happy, this card right here. You can belt this card when your opponent activates this card. So it's actually kind of insane that you can belt that card as well, which is absolutely nuts. Which is basically another layup disruption. Triple DD Crow didn't need it today. Nobody was playing any form of like Bestial deck or any form of like Graveyard Recursion deck. Because the Crow didn't came up at all, but it is a necessary card in this format, especially into like the Snake Eye matchup, the Runick matchup sometimes, and then like all the other decks that rely on the graveyard, like Tearlaments. Some people still play Tearlaments. I don't know why, but they still do. So there's that. Triple Spooky Dogwood. This card wins me a game against Horse Bishop. Time cards are really important in Runick in general. So having a time, because games with a Runick deck a turn lasts for 25. A game usually lasts from 25 to 30 minutes. So into game 2, game 3, you're gonna have to need this card to basically win you those kind of games, because the grind is basically forever in those kind of decks. And last but not least are 2 Cosmic Cyclone and 1 Hobby Vitiluster for back row removal, generic purposes. I would change these to Lightning Storm. I miss not having Lightning Storm in this deck. So I would change this to Lightning Storm. The only reason I play Cosmic is because of Centurion, but I didn't see Centurion today. I miss Lightning Storm way more. I don't think, like, even against Centurion, right? There are ways in this deck that you could beat Centurion with. So, like, naturally, you have Runick Destruction in this deck. So you don't need the Cosmic Cyclone, because you can always Destruction to hit their trap back row, so they can't play the game. So whenever they activate the trap back row effect, you chain Destruction, you pop their back row, and then you can't play the game with the Centurion. But definitely don't need the Cosmic. I need the Lightning Storm more. Not having the Lightning Storm sucks against Rescues today. I lost against Rescues because I don't have the Lightning Storm. So that is it for the deck profile. For Locals Report number 2. I'm gonna go to Locals on another day, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. So hopefully you guys will be able to catch up to my Locals Report number 3. And that is it for my deck profiles. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys on the next Locals Report. Peace.